Yeah, yeah, you are my African queen. Ooh, Lord, ooh, Lord. Just like the sun, light up the earth, you light up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. You are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I never been. You make my heart go ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, you are my African queen.
This Band TV, merci à tous nos amis qui nous regardent, à tous nos amis francophones qui viennent de nous rejoindre dans ce programme avec Ponty l'homme. Nous restons encore dans ce programme, nous parlerons aujourd'hui avec un éducateur que vous aurez l'opportunité de rencontrer dans quelques minutes. Mais en attendant, je voudrais rapidement donner les titres de notre programme. Vous aurez quelques nouvelles, quelques informations entre autres. L'arrivée, si vous voulez, la visite d'une des filles de Mohamed Ali qui est partie sur les traces de son père en République du Congo. Vous vous souviendrez que 35 ans après le grand combat qui a eu lieu dans les années 74, Mohamed Ali et Foreman qui a eu lieu, ce combat du siècle avait eu lieu là-bas. Il y a sa fille Kaliel qui est répartie sur les traces de son père. Nous parlerons également de la Côte d'Ivoire. On a parlé de, si vous voulez, de report des élections qui auront lieu en Côte d'Ivoire. Nous parlerons également de la crise des évêques qui mettent en garde contre une tentation de repli, notamment face aux immigrés en Europe, en France, et la situation ici en Angleterre. Voilà, je voudrais, pour gagner du temps, parce que notre ami va nous laisser dans quelques minutes, il va retourner. D'ailleurs, Abdul nous aidera pour l'aider à pouvoir répartir. Je voudrais, mais il parle anglais, donc il comprend français, mais il va parler en anglais, donc ça sera facile pour nous. Voici donc notre ami Adrien. Adrien, bonjour.
Ah, bonjour.
How are you doing?
I'm not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, but what's going on? You lost your French, right?
Well, my French isn't perfect, so I'll speak as much English as I can.
Beautiful. I do remember that we brought here because we want to find out about this country, about England. We were talking about Great Britain, saying that about culture. We're trying to compare compare the culture from Great Britain and then Caribbean, Asian countries or African things like that. So, do you like this country? Like rude.
I like it, but I think there's lots of flaws within the country. I mean, as society as a whole, there's like a culture against. I've experienced cultures against people who are not non-white, so to speak.
Okay.
So like, looks, it's all subtle really. I mean, you get looks. People will shut the door as you walk past them, lock their car doors. People across the roads. More low-key stuff. It's not like in your face sort of thing.
Okay. So what you mean that they're stabbing people in the back?
Well, you know, they'll be polite to your face but bad behind your back.
Oh, they're doing that behind your back. Yeah. Right. So what do you do when you see all that kind of things? Are you talking to them?
If I can, I'd put people straight. If not, then you can't really do as much as you can. But it's a slow process. It takes time for things to change and stuff like that.
Do they understand?
Well, I'm really articulate, so if I want my son to understand me, they'll understand me.
Right. Beautiful.
Without being aggressive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So today, if there are a lot of people watching you out there, they're coming from French-speaking country, because don't forget our program. I want you to come here, please. It's going to be easier for me. Them people, it's the first time maybe, like first year or 10 years, they come in this country, they want to know if they've got any chance to live in this country. Do you think they've got any chance to?
Well, you can live in any country if you put your mind to it. I mean, just to realise there's a different type of culture and different type of community you have to adapt to. People can be rude. It's cold. Some people from Côte d'Ivoire is not more hotter and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You're going to have to change the ways you are sometimes. Respect, like, it's frowned upon if smacking your kids over here. It's frowned upon.
Right.
Where other countries, like in France, it's not so bad and other stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay. Right, let's talk, because you start talking about kids, because you are working on the education system, are you?
Yeah, we're mainly within the sports within schools.
Oh, beautiful. Let's talk about it. Do they like the sport? Do they like education?
Sport is a way out for most kids, but as of the culture changes, the people are getting more into like home-held computer games, there's PlayStation and stuff like that, which has a bit of a detrimental effect on the sporting system within schools. Yeah. As I am, I'm pretty consistent and I'm pretty strict, so I don't give no one a chance to step out of line anyway. So, but I have seen many teachers and many other people within the education field find many problems.
Okay. What do you do to stop them? Falling in love to games and computers and things like that. What do you do to stop kids doing that? I'm not saying to stop them, to help them to manage the time. Even though they like the computers, they like the games.
The most thing you can do is encourage the parents that being outside and playing, being sociable instead of being inside and where you don't get a chance to experience social skills is the way forward.
You guys are working together with parents sometimes? Is it easy?
I work with parents sometimes. We have a different department within the school that does that. But I do get on with many of the parents in our school, yeah.
Okay. Right. What do you think? To raise the kids in this country, they go in school. At the moment, parents are sometimes they're accusing you, people. You guys are working on the education system. You giving the our children more power. So when they're coming back home, they know trying to understand that. So.
Well, it is. The culture we live in today is more of a blame culture. The parents and other people, in educators, are always looking for someone who can blame and punish and stuff like that. If they can take it out on you, they'll try and push you, and instead of them sinking the ship, they'll let you sink the ship. So they try and diminish responsibility and stuff like that.
Because what they're saying is when the kids they're home, before they go to school, like let's say before they go to school, they're very lovely, they can understand. But when they're coming from the school, that's it. Things,
I disagree. We get kids coming in first thing in the morning who aren't lovely, who are in the mood because they've got problems going on at home. Okay. And I think it's not a school problem. I think it's more to do with the culture and society we live in.
Wow. So you think the family has a problem too?
I think the government could do more within the families. I think a lot of the kids who are struggling are from those low-income families who have no support, who have no jobs, who don't know how to raise kids. Because kids, like when you go back to the old days, like back in Africa, the whole family raises a child. Okay. You're taught how to raise your children, and you're left on your own, sort of thing nowadays.
Okay. What would you do? What would you want the government side to do to help you to improve your job?
Well, I think it's not for me to improve my job if to help the system lower down. You need to think about diet. Diet plays a big field as well. Chicken and chip shops everywhere doesn't help a child's diet
at all.
No, not if you go to West London, you're not going to see one in West London, are you? Right. But you're going to see one in lower poverty areas because they can make more money out of it. Okay. So you need to think about that. You need to think about where the kids are leaving, the housing they're living in, the opportunities they have in the houses, how the parents are being brought up, how they're being educated for them to pass on the skills to their children. If the skills ain't being learnt, then none of the skills will be passed on. So then the kids are going to be unruly and stuff like that.
Why don't you guys tell them? You teachers, and tell them do not eat this because it's not good for your, for your health. And it's not healthy. Things like
it's a long cycle because if the parents ain't taught it, then when it comes to teaching their kids, they're not going to know they're not going to know it, so that they can't teach it to them. But we can do so much. But if it's not reinforced at home, maybe reinforced within the system and reinforced within the whole country, you're not going to get nowhere. One person can't do one thing.
Why don't you have meeting you and parents and us?
You could do that, but if it's not reinforced by the government, you've got no choice.
Okay.
So
we need a green light from the government.
Well, I think it's a society as a whole. It's a culture. Parents are used to just not cook. A lot of people don't get home cooked food. They get takeaway. They get food that's made for them. A lot of people can't cook, but that's the basis of a good diet.
What do you mean? They can't cook or they don't know how to cook?
A lot of people don't know how to cook
at all.
Yeah. Kids who go to my school. Some of their parents don't know how to cook
at all.
At all.
So what would you advise them to do? They have to start first of all to learn how to cook.
Like I said, it starts from the grassroots. You need to teach parents how to raise their kids, how to be a parent, because not anyone can be a parent just like that. To be taught how to raise a child and how.
If you've got a child, it doesn't mean that you are a parent. No.
You need to be taught how to raise.
Did you hear that, Jose?
And also within this country, if you're a single parent, you get more benefits. For a father to be involved in a child's life, you find it harder to get a house, harder to claim benefits and get help from the government, unless you have a really good job and you can support yourself where you get tax credits. So it's a double-edged sword. They want you to be something, but they're not going to help you do it.
So the government is not helping people to, it's not helping the family to be together to raise the kids. That's what you said.
A father and a mother and a father find it harder to get a house with a child than a mother on her own.
Okay.
So that says it all, really.
So the fathers they need to be get involved to the education of the child, right?
It's not even that. I think if the parent to get a house has to lie to the government, say that they don't know, they're not living with the father to get a house.
So they have to lie.
Yeah.
Because that's the system.
If the system is, if you learn out the paperwork, if you're on your own, you've got more chance of getting a house than someone who's with someone.
Okay. So what would you want to tell them? I mean, our friends there at the moment in the pyramids, like Tories and Gordon Brown and all them people. Do you want to tell them something? What advice or what suggestions do you want to tell them?
Well,
Is it they're watching you?
To be honest, it's all the same. I mean, if they really wanted to change things, they really could. I mean, there's so much money being spent on useless stuff.
Okay, like what?
Like this war on terrorism.
That's right.
I mean, to be honest, there's some things that they shouldn't even be in that country. To be honest,
It's not. They're doing it because they have to secure our country.
All this country was secure. If you think about it, they don't.
What they're saying is a strategic. Strategic war.
What you got to
They have
realise
to prevent the.
Prevent what? Everything's a retaliation. If something does happen from that country, it's a retaliation to what this country is doing. What you got to realise is they didn't tell them that when they auctioned off the oil in that country to BP and to Shell and the companies, they wanted to have the oil. $6 billion worth. But you don't know about that in the news because
Let me remind you, that's your opinion, right?
It's my opinion, yes.
Okay.
But it is true.
Okay. Oh, that's your opinion. But I'll keep you before you go. So let us just see this after that, and then we come back here. Have a look at this. Thank you.
Priez sans cesser, et sans cesser. Fascina pasi, priez sans cesser, et sans cesser.